Hello and welcome back to KNF Design. If you're new here, my name is Katie and I try to bring a wide variety of different craft projects to you. If you ever have a craft project you would like me to show you how to make or just want to see me try to make it, let me know down below and I'll try my best to bring that to you. If you like today's craft project, make sure to hit those thumbs up. It really does mean a lot to me and it helps bring my crafting videos to more crafters like you. Don't forget to also hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. That way you don't miss out on any of our crafting fun. So with that, let's get crafting. Today, I'm going to show you how to make temporary tattoos. Yes, that's right, there is actually paper type material to make temporary tattoos, your very own designs, and I'm going to show you how to do that. You could also use the water slide paper. It's kind of that same concept, the way it slides off, but the temporary tattoo specific paper is a little bit better for staying on. If you use a water slide, it will not be as permanent and it'll come off skin easier. You would also want to let it sit after you apply it for a little bit to adhere better to the skin. So I do recommend using the actual temporary tattoo paper. Silhouette brand makes a very nice one, and I'll have that linked down below for you. But if you don't want to make temporary tattoos, this is also going to be a great tutorial to show you how to make your own stickers and some of the different tools to use to help make your own custom stickers. It's the same concept. You're just printing it on a different type of paper. So first we want to go over to our images. If you do not have Cricut Access, you can hit the free button, and we do have, like, there's a bee here. Let's see what we have. There's some cute little cats. And then if you want like a specific thing, you can type it in here. You can, if you have Cricut Access, then you can use some of the other tools to help narrow down what type of sticker you're looking for, whether it's like a dog or a paintbrush or the sunflower is kind of cute. So I clicked on the sunflower and you'll notice it's down here now. You can hit this X to take it away. We don't have to go to the canvas right away. We can keep looking for different designs to use, and then once we have all of them, then we can head to a canvas. A butterfly would be cute for a little kid. I'm gonna do this boat because it'll show a nice little technique there. The pineapple is kind of fun. And I like this pineapple better. And that looks pretty good. Ooh, it's a good rainbow. Okay, there's a few there we have. So we'll just click Add to Canvas. So the first thing you want to do probably is to size them down, unless you want a 5.5 inch tall sticker. Let's do maybe an inch. It's still a little big. I'm just going to zoom in so we can see them better. Alright, so we have some different things. This one here kind of already is like a sticker. You have a border that you could use, or if you want to make your own border, you can go up here to offset, and you can see this blue line here. It's creating this offset. That is quite a big offset for this. Oops, now we're at negatives. We don't want negatives. It's not a bad. Let's go a little bit less. Let's do 6. That's not too bad. Alright, so there's our offset. So then you can hit apply. And our offset is a dark color. So typically you'll want to make it white so it doesn't actually print it. And you can see that here with our white, it's a little difficult to see. So I'm just going to go down to where it says blank canvas, click on it. And if you notice up here, it's kind of changed all of our functions. We'll select color and let's just make it a purple. So that way we can see our sticker a little bit better. Now if you see, this is still not connected to that white background like we want it to be. So just select both of them and hit flatten. And now it is connected and it says print and cut. That's all there is to it. So let's do the ice cream cone. That's going to be another easy one. So we'll go to offset. Oops, I'm going to move it over here so I can see it. Offset, it's way too big. Let's go back to that 0.04. And we want that to be a white. I think the 0.04 might be a little too little. So we can just go and change it in here. And we need to change our color again. And there we go. Then select it and flatten. So now we have 2 stickers, or we are going to make them into temporary tattoos. Now let's do the same technique with a boat here. Move him so we can see him. Has a nice little outline that looks pretty good, so we'll hit apply and we'll change it to white. Now if you notice right here, there's this little awkward cut section right in the middle, which we don't want. So to get rid of that, you go to contour. You can either click that little dot, you can click that little piece here, or if you have a lot of little pieces, not just the one, it'll be nice and easy just to hit show all contours. And it'll just leave this big piece unselected and it'll select all the other pieces, which is a nice helpful tip. So then you just hit exit and that little cutout has disappeared. So then all we have to do is select it and hit flatten. Looks good for a pineapple. You could do it black, but then it's going to print black. So I like to do white so you don't actually use any of your ink in your printer. Oops, I have more things selected. Flatten. That looks good. Now let's say for this butterfly here, he is perfect, different colors. So we have yellow stars, we have, well, it's the same color purple that we're working with. So let's say we want to change that to maybe a blue. You can do that. And you can change all the different colors. Let's just make him a blue butterfly. So now we have a different color. And we will select him and do our offset. So now, not everything is connected here, so we have some stars kind of floating, so we want to make that offset a little bit bigger, not that big. Does take it just a little bit to register. Might be able to go just a little bit less. Let's do 0.8. So if you want it to go down like that, you can. Don't think I want this one to go down, so I'll keep it at that 1. Okay, perfect. And we want it to be white, but again, there's that little tiny piece, so we'll just need to go over to contour and select it. So now it's off. Oops. Select both and flatten. Kind of loads so you can tell if it's had enough time. That looks pretty good. And we'll change it to white and flatten. So that is all there is to it. We have some different flowers and butterflies, different either you can print, they're all print and cut, so just depending what paper you put into your printer will depend on what color, what settings you'll use and what you will end up making here. So I don't need to show making all of these. I'll probably just make maybe this one. Unflatten it for a second. I didn't like the black. I'm just curious what it looks like white. We'll just keep it like that. But you can always go back in and change things if you need to, and then just remember to go back and flatten it. Also, if you have moved things around and then you're like, oh shoot, I need it back where it was in the center, just select both the offset and your image here, go to align and hit center. I did not hit center, and then it's back to the center. With them both selected, you can then flatten. So I am just going to hide these guys. I'm picking the rainbow just because it has the most color so we can see how well it shows up. There we go, and hide that one. Oops, not that one, that one. So let's make this rainbow here. I don't want to save it, thank you. It will put it on the paper for you. If you're doing a bunch that you're going to fill up the paper, you might make a square, line them all up so it's the most efficient for using your paper, and then attach everything except for the square, and then you can upload it. If you don't attach it, Cricut will just put them where they think it is, which sometimes it'll leave gaps. So just a heads up there. Our paper is 8.5 by 11, but if for some reason you have a different size paper, you can select that there, and we will hit continue. Now we need to send it to our printer. This will come up, that's your type of printer. You can turn the blade on or off. So we have that white, it just kind of extends the white, so it won't really make a big difference in that sense because it's just white. It's more if we didn't have that little extra white we cut right against the rainbow, then you might bleed, so if the cut is slightly off, you don't notice it. With the white, you won't really notice if it's off slightly. So, and then you can also go and edit it more if you would like. I always like doing a high resolution when I do my printing. So we'll just go and print this, and we'll come back and put it into our machine. So we just printed off a rainbow, and these black lines are called registration lines. It's what's going to tell your Cricut where to cut. So a little light will come on, it'll read those lines and cut it. Just make sure that you place your paper in the upper right hand corner. You can technically do this upper right hand corner as well, as long as you feed it in that way. So that way it knows exactly where your design is to cut. Now you don't see the white that offset that we did. That's just because it's white paper, so it doesn't actually print white, but it will cut a little bit of an offset around this. So I tried to order the Silhouette tattoo paper, and we got a downpour and it ruined my paper. So this is actually being a water slide paper, but I'll show kind of how it still works. But if you do get that Silhouette paper, there is a clear layer that you will be wanting to put on top at this point. You would probably want to make sure this dries for a few minutes before you put that clear layer over it. And then if you have any issues with that clear, shiny going over here and your Cricut not being able to read through that shiny glare, you can just cut it so it fits inside your square, or cut the angles if you're using the whole sheet. So don't cover those registration lines with the clear if your machine is having trouble reading those. But yeah, so cover this with that clear paper that it'll come with, and then you peel that off after we cut it. You can also cut this out by hand if you want, especially since this background will end up being clear, so it won't be noticed if you are off a little bit, as long as you don't cut the design itself. Also, you might notice if you want to print on the shiny side. There is actually, for when you use the temporary tattoo paper, there is a setting called Tattoo in Cricut, so I would recommend doing that setting for the temporary tattoo paper. Here is a cute little rainbow. It cut out beautifully. If you're finding that your cuts aren't cutting nice and clean, you might need to calibrate your Cricut machine. And to do that, I actually have a tutorial on it that I will try to remember to link down below for you. Again, if you were using the tattoo one, then just there's a sheet that you peel off the front of this, and once you peel it off, you just put it wherever you would like it to go. Let's go maybe right there. I might do a nice solid area. Let's go right here. And then this is just a piece of paper and a bowl with water. And then we're just going to hold it over a design here for about 30 seconds. And then it'll just kind of slip off. Now again, this is the water slide, so it doesn't stick quite as well to the skin. I noticed with the water slide one, it's sticky now, and I can feel it starting to stick to my skin. It's best if you let it sit for a little bit before you touch it, and then it'll start to adhere. Because right now, the edges are still coming up just a little bit. But those colors turned out beautifully. Again, that's why I don't recommend the water slide for skin. It does work, but the actual tattoo one will work a lot better. Fortunately, it was not supposed to rain here, and it just downpoured and they just all got drenched. So I had to return those, but it's essentially the exact same steps. So look, that's all nice and down now. So I think we're good to go, and it usually lasts a couple days. You can also put these water slide ones on ceramic and wood and other materials like that. I hope you had fun and you'll make some cool temporary tattoos with your kids, and it's amazing what you can do. I mean, you just, took us a few minutes start to finish, and we had a fun little activity to do with a family, and they again last just a couple of days, but the kids will have a lot of fun. So yeah, I'm gonna have this on my own for just a couple of days. It'll probably come off later today since it's just the water slide one, but I do like how vibrant the colors are as well. But don't forget to look down below for all of the supplies that we used, and I hope you guys have fun this summer doing this project as well. I'll see you next week for another fun activity. Bye for now.